Okay, that didn't record. But anyway, these were sitting for about 5 hours inside the evaporust. I took them out. I rinsed them in Dawn dish soap and water. And I've been kind of turning the screws with a flathead screwdriver. Everything's loose. Give it a good rinse again. Just gonna let them sit here and dry. It's all got really clean. Not a lot to. Man, look at that. That was rusty. All kinds of rusty. This has a little bit on it. Not too concerned. All right. Let this dry, and we'll convert our old Holley 1850 manual choke, convert it to manual choke. First I need to find these parts I dropped. This right here is a vacuum hole and will need to be sealed shut somehow. It was right here on the automatic choke, so we're gonna have to deal with that. Now this plate with the manual choke, it actually has a spot. This little witness mark here. When this goes on, it will cover this little hole. So imagine just a little touch of RTV will prevent any vacuum leaks right there. So just remember that as we start putting pieces together. Okay, this needs to come off. This is attached to the throttle rod. Oh, and that did come off nice. Sometimes that's not an easy one to break loose. There we go. This is the one with the manual parts. We're going to put this on with this spring. Okay. Okay. Just like that. In this position. Okay. This piece, that straight part of the spring will go in there. And this will be clocked on the shaft. Put the screw back. That's not binding. Everything's moving, everything's where it should be. Get the screw a good twist. Alright, did you guys all see the mistake I made? This is backwards, and I don't know, somehow this adjustment screw got put in the wrong way. I don't remember if I did that when I cleaned it or if that's how it came, but there. Things will work much better this way. Put this back in the right way. There we go. Does that look better? Hopefully. Things work better now. Oh, it's stuck. All right. What am I doing wrong? That gets really snug. I don't like that. Let me figure out what my issue is. All right, I had a number of problems. There were some burrs on these surfaces, or some rust. They weren't, they just weren't sliding nice against each other. So I filed a little bit just to smooth that edge. And also on this one, this was spread apart too far. It was way open, and then it was binding on the shaft in between this end piece. It wasn't sliding nice, it was binding. So if you're messing with that, getting this gap right, I ended up putting a screwdriver in here and just tapping on this with a hammer to just close it up a little bit. Not too much. The spring is still free. The spring still moves. But anyway, I think it can finally go together properly. See if I can get everything in place. I've only done it about 12 times now, so it should be easy. All right. All right. Does everything move? Not just bounce back. I mean, does it close? Does it close when it's... You can hear the butterflies click. I mean, of course it's going to close when you go all the way and drop it, but just... All right. Let's give her one grunt. All right. Everything's on. The carb's straight. All right. I think I finally got that on correctly. But everything moves. Now we can move along to this piece. Okay, I'm going to try to line up the choke rod with this, so we can sneak that on. And also, I forgot to address this vacuum slot right in here. Remember that hole I was talking about? That's gonna have to be addressed so there's not a vacuum leak. All right, this is only silicone I can find for whatever reason. This is gonna be really fun. So I'm just gonna get some on there. Oh boy, where's the other side? This on up. Put some right here. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to do this to get it right, but you get to watch me struggle. All right. Back this up a little bit because there's going to be some flailing. Okay. All right, I greased the wrong hole. I put silicone on the wrong hole, of course. Oh my. And I managed to catch the choke rod. I wonder if I should just squeeze some into the hole. That should make a colossal mess for the next person. Do it this way. Okay, in the newer kits, I believe there's a lead ball that comes along. That's just oversized for that hole. You put it in there and you just tap it in, and that should seal it. I don't have one. I have an old kit because I know on some of the newer ones this is plastic. So I went on eBay and found one that was still metal. All right, let's put this on once again. Seem to have gotten it into place, however, I don't feel a spring. See the spring? All right. Because I don't know what I'm doing, I was trying to put this on, and it's not time to put this on yet. The assembly needs to be put together, and I'm going to need a few pieces that, of course, in a kit this is probably put together for you, but well, there's a little pin that goes in here over a spring. This little bullet shaped piece goes in there, and it's under tension, and it's going to catch these holes when it rotates. So without letting that fly across the room, see, put that together. And there's an arm. I'm not sure which way that goes just yet. Okay, we're going to try it this way. So that holding it, this is in line kind of with this post. Now I'm not sure if that's right, but if I'm wrong, I'll do it over. I'll turn everything over. Look for the right little screw here. Okay. This piece, this needs to go in this slot. There. I'll make sure that spring is in the right place. All right. I put the 3 long screws back into this in order to hold this mouse trap together. Now, the back side, this is where the choke rod's going to go. Right here. And I don't know, mine looks a little bit long, but we're going to see. But anyway, if you hold it together, as your screws fall out, if you push it forward, it pushes down, which would open the choke. Okay. And as you push it back, brings it up, which would close it. And you're in the car pulling the knob. Okay. I'm gonna look under my bench for that other screw. I'm gonna try to put this together. Whole thing. Get the screws started, at least a little bit. See that? Might actually be on right. Holy cow. Let's make sure, because I have my doubts. See under here, this little adjustment on the actual throttle. It's missing the cam. See? I'm pretty sure that screw is supposed to ride on that cam. You can kind of see now up in here. It does hit the screw. However, I'm not going to know where that needs to be until it's on the engine with the choke cable. And it's going to be like a cold idle adjustment. You can adjust it so the primaries are open just a little bit as the choke is closed to help. But you can also back it off so you don't use that. But we'll see. I don't know how often I'll drive this in cold weather, but there's an adjustment. It's hard to get in there with a screwdriver, so you got to use a little wrench. But opens and shuts. Shuts all the way. I don't know if I'll ever use it that way. I know Holley says to use a number 2 pencil. And that's where that's a good place to start for adjusting closed position. So let's see here. Okay, this is what I have left. Okay, a little bracket, that's the original. So let's figure this stuff out. All right, I think this is all I need. This just holds the cable, if anybody's messed with those before. Oh, any old car. And I was trying to figure out where this went, and I'm pretty sure it goes right here. So let's put that on. Looks like it belongs. Okay, the cable going there. Open, shut. Because I don't think the choke will ever be completely shut, but there. If you pull it too far, it's going to have a weird angle right here. All right. Make sure everything's tight. Make sure nothing's binding. Maybe I'll put a little bit of grease on that ball and spring that clicks right there. That's not. You can feel it dragging a little bit of grease. I don't like to gob up carburetors with a whole bunch of grease and lubricant because they attract so much dust. I could straighten this a little bit. Just make sure everything's how I like it. It's easier to do it here than on bending over a car, getting bit by mosquitoes. Anyway, I'll have another video putting this on the car.